Hello, welcome to Strong and Slow Flow Yoga. And today, the theme of this practice is the winter solstice, as that is coming up this weekend at the time of this recording. So, winter is a time, and the solstice and energy around that, as well as the new moon energy, all have the same energy. It's a time to kind of go inward, deep reflection, all of those things. So we're going to kind of tap into that day with some winter solstice um, intentions or affirmations as we go along. And we will be celebrating that as well as the full moon that we've got going on right now this year with a nice moon flow variation practice. So I've got a block on each side of my mat here as we go to each side. You can certainly do this if you've only got one. Some of you may not need the block, but it is handy if you do. And then I've got a strap here. We're just going to use this for one thing primarily. That's for cow face. So if you can't do the spine, a nice strap or a belt or a band can be very helpful to do that. And then if you want to do a bridge variation later, where a strap can help you with a bind, it can be nice for that as well. Otherwise, I'm sitting up on a blanket. You can do the same. You can also use it for knee cushion, whatever you need to be comfortable. So we'll start in a nice seated position, nice comfortable seat. And you want to try to get yourself into a tall sit with the ears, the shoulders, and the hips in alignment. But you want to keep the natural curvature of the spine. Good. And then notice for a moment, is there anywhere that you could soften just a little bit more? And then once you're ready, good, we'll take a big inhale, arms up overhead. Reach, 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 reach. Turning palms away, grow taller from crown to tail as you bring those arms down. We'll do that one more time. Palms turning up. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Touching palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. So I will give you affirmations around the winter solstice to ponder to yourself. You can always come up with your own intentions here. And then once you're ready, good, we'll take that up. Good, bringing the arms down. Good, so as you just take a moment here, just kind of notice the body, it's really where you're going to soften, but bring that awareness to the breath. As you inhale through the nose, can you find some expansion through that rib cage and find a pause? Pause. And slowly release. We'll do that again. A big inhale, expand. Find the pause at the top of the breath. Slowly release. And one last time here, big inhale, expand. Pausing at the top. And slowly release. Good. Fingertips to the side, palms turning up. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Good. And then we'll gently take it over, reaching over. Good. Nice long top arm. Both hips are on the floor. And you want to try to keep your shoulders in line with the hips as well. So you want to try to avoid this forward collapse here. And then you choose what's appropriate for your body. Is it staying right here? Is it coming out? Is it a deeper side bend? Is it trying to open to the back? Is it a little bit of a C curve roll with the forehead in the direction of the knee? Find what works for your body on this side in this moment. And then inhale, we'll expand and lengthen and moving through center. Reach, reach, reach. We'll take that over to the other side. Reaching. Good. Breathing. Good. And then choosing, are you going to stay here? Are you going to come out? Are you going to side bend deeper? Is it going to be opening to the back? Or is it that C curve roll? And what you do on this side here might be a little bit different than what you needed on the other side. So be mindful that that's okay here as well. And inhale to lengthen. And exhale, coming back. We'll reach, reach, reach. We'll take a gentle rotation to the left. Arms are coming down. Rolling the shoulders back. Breathing and expanding. Inhale and we'll lift. Exhale, coming to center. Inhale. Exhale, other side. Rolling the shoulders back. Breathing and expanding. Inhale and lift. Exhale, come to center. Good. From here, take any little movement that would feel good to you right now. That might be a wrist roll, some neck stretches, shoulder rolls, spinal rolls, maybe some hip hinges here. Kind of finding whatever it is that you need. And once you're ready, we're going to find ourselves to all fours. We're going to go into some cat-cows. So if you need to cushion your knees, you need to prop up your wrists, take care that you do that. Now, this is a rainy day, so my little arthritic knee is not real happy today. So I'm going to cushion my knees with my blanket. Remember, your cat-cows can also be done on forearms or even better, forearms on a block. Just kind of, adapt your practice as you need to. Tops of the feet are down. I'm spreading the fingers wide, rooting through the knuckles of pinky, pointer, and thumb, and I'm pushing away from the floor. My belly button is in tight to the spine. Inhale, I'm going to take that chest forward as I tilt my pelvis back. Nice cow pose. Exhale, really pressing away from the floor, tucking the tail, looking towards the thighs. Mad cat pose. Inhale into the cow. Exhale into the cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Good. And one more time. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. From here, take this into a child's pose. Knees can be together as wide as the mat or somewhere in between. You can take your arms long in front of you or hands back by the ankles, whatever feels best. And the first affirmation I'm going to give you today is I feel immense love for myself, others, and the world. I feel immense love for myself, others, and the world. If you're thinking, well, I don't really feel a lot of love for other people or the world right now, start with yourself. Work on loving yourself and passion for yourself, and the rest will come. So the winter solstice can be like a 6-month reboot, if you will. And that same energy, that new moon energy, can be like a monthly reset for you. So what can you do better now as we start to go into 2025, the next year? How can you work on that self-love and extending that love to others and to the world who so desperately needs it right now? And then from here, hands can come under the shoulders and come all the way back up. Good. We're going to take this into a downward facing dog from here, downward facing dog. We're going to take a half a hand's width or full hand's width forward. Well, so if you're shorter, you can stay where you are. Spreading the fingers wide, rooting through the knuckles of the pinky, the pointer, and the thumb. I'm going to tuck my toes as I shift back. I'm going to press in and forward into my mat with those hands as I lift my knees and hips up. Good. Now, take a moment, come into your good down dog form. Good. So I'm pressing evenly into my big toe and pinky toe mounds. My hips, knees, and feet are in that relative alignment. Good. My shoulders are away from the ears, so I'm protracted here. Good. Head and neck are free. From the shoulder, I'm going to turn the bends of the elbows more towards the ceiling. That gives me a little bit of a stronger, more stable shoulder girdle. Elbows can be slightly bent here if needed. And then from here, choose if you'd like to hang here a little bit longer, or maybe you want to invite a little movement, lifting and lowering the heels. Maybe it's a walking the dog. Maybe it's a bending and lengthening the knees. The lower you bend, the harder you will make that. I'm going to take a dog walk here, really pressing through my big toe and pinky toe mounds. I lift one side and then the other. Good. And then we'll take some stillness if we took movement. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, pressing through the feet using your legs. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Really let the knees bend here. Let that head and neck be free. Shake that head, yes. Shake that head, no. Good. Sorry about that. Take these earrings out here. Forgot that dangly earrings don't do very well with earbuds. Okay. And then from here, pressing through the feet and the leg, we're going to lift and lengthen halfway. And exhale, we'll bend and we'll bow. From here, pressing into the feet, making the legs take the load long back as we come up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Finding your breath, mountain, and intention. Good. We're going to take this right into 2 sun salute A's. I'm going to do a modified version today. I've also got a cranky left shoulder, but if you like the full version and that's appropriate for your practice, feel free to go there. Big inhale and we'll reach. Exhale, we'll bend and we'll bow. Pressing through the feet and the legs, lift and lengthen halfway. Hands to the floor, shins, thighs, blocks. Exhale, we'll bend and we'll bow. Planting the hands, you can step or hop back to your plank, and then you choose to take or skip the flow. So I'm going to lower my knees. I'm going to control my shoulders as I lower down. If you're doing a full up dog here, remember you want to push up through the feet, not pulling with these shoulders. Finding your down dog in your good form. From that downward facing dog, inhale, looks forward, bends the knees, push through the feet and the legs, walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Okay. Pressing through the feet and the legs, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bend and bow. Pressing through the feet and the legs, long back as you rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll go one more time. Inhale when we reach. Exhale, bend and bow. Pressing through the feet and the legs, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bend and we'll bow. Planting the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip the flow. From the downward facing dog when you're ready. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees, pressing with the feet and the legs. Walk, step, or hop your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale, lift and lengthening halfway, pressing through the feet and the legs. Exhale, we'll bend and we'll bow. Pressing through the feet and the legs, long back as we come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Finding that breath. Finding your nice mountain, soft knees, relaxed shoulders, and intention. All right, so we're going to take this right into the sun salute here. Before we go into that, again, if you've got 2 blocks and you want to take one on each side, you can certainly do that. But we're going to go ahead and take a temple mudra here. So just like this, we're going to reach up and we're going to get that into a TikTok pattern. So as I come in, just do that from here. Good. Feet can be together. They can be a little bit wider. It really just depends on your sense of balance. But really reach up and like you're trying to squeeze your ears with your arms. And notice as I go side to side here, I'm not shifting my hips from side to side. There is a purpose to that sometimes, but right now that's not what we're doing. Good. And my shoulders and hips, I'm trying to keep them in alignment as well. And the next time we go over to the left, maybe just hold that there. Really reach through those arms. So you want to get a nice line of engagement, nice opening through that right side. Breathing and expanding. And then we'll come back up using the obliques. We'll take that to the other side. Really reaching through those arms, opening up a little bit more through the left side. Good. And from that TikTok, good. You're going to step out. We're going to come out wide. Hips, knees, and toes are going to turn out away from the body. Good. So really kind of find your balance here. And I'm going to reach. So we're in a 5-star. So I'm really reaching from the shoulders to the fingertips here. And I'm reaching from my hips to my heels to the big toe and pinky toe mount. You should be able to lift the toes here. And then once you've got that engagement, you can lower your toes. Good. So here's their affirmation for this one. No matter how dark it is, I hold light within me. No matter how dark it is, I hold light within me. Good. We'll take that into a goddess squat. Knees track towards the pinky toe side. Good. So you want to really engage that outer edge of the foot to avoid this falling in here of the knees. We're breathing. Good. Pressing through that heel line. We're going to come back up into that 5-star again. And we'll take this into a warrior 2. I'm going to start on the left side. So my left hip, knee, and toe are going to turn out towards the left. And then my right hip, knee, and toe are going to turn inward. And I'm trying to take that rotation in here from the hip. And you might have to adjust how wide or close your feet need to be here. So a heel to heel, heel to arch, or maybe this back leg needs to come out a little bit wider. Good. Front hip's going to come back hip will come forward. You can let that front knee bend, knee tracks towards pinky toe over behind the ankle. And then without shifting the hip, could we open to the side and reach? Good. Warrior 2. Breathing. Doesn't have anything to do with the solstice, but sometimes I like to think about my front arm is reaching into my future. My back arm is reaching into my past. My head is in the present. Can you be in the present? What you do in the present will shape your future. You can't do anything about your past. From here with a bent front knee or lengthened front leg, we'll take that back into exalted, reaching up. And strong back edge of the foot. Inhale, exhale, find that warrior 2 one more time on this side. Good. We'll lengthen that front leg. We'll prepare for triangle. So I know I want to block today in triangle, so I'm going to go ahead and have that set. Good. Front hip's going to come back hip's going to come forward, root down and into your mat like you're trying to rip your mat apart from one into the other. Little softness in this front knee. Good. I'm going to reach. I'm lengthening. So it's a hinge from the hip here. I'm keeping my belly in. I don't want to dip in the back. And then when I can go no more, you're taking a thigh, a shin, in my case, a block. You can also come to the floor. And then I'm opening. I'm thinking about taking my chest to the side. And then maybe my arm can come up. So you want to open through the chest, not through the arm. You don't want to throw your arm back behind you. Hand stays right over that shoulder. Breathing. Gaze can be wherever it's appropriate for the neck. Now, could you make your legs a little bit stronger here and then a little bit softer? And that hand that's down. And then looking down at that front foot, I'm going to put a bend in that knee. Good. Hands are going to come around and frame that front foot and swivel up the back foot. You have options here for this twist. So you can stay lifted with that back leg if you want that challenge, if you want that power, or you can lower down the back knee. So find this where you need to find it. Now, wherever you're at, you want to find that good length. Good. So from here, my right hand is going to come on the inside of the left foot. It can be on the block or the floor, opening up to the left. Could you open that chest a little bit more? And taking that down. Good. Left hand's going to come on the outside of the left foot. Again, find your length first. I'm going to open to the right. And again, opening up through the chest. And we'll take that right hand down. Good. Everyone's going to drop the right knee here. For some of you, this might be where you stay for right now. You might take hands up onto a block. You might take hands up onto the thigh. You might reach them up here, coming back to that temple mudra, zipping up nice and tight. Front knee is over behind the ankle, maybe looking up. So in this flow, this is called devotion. It's more of just a grounded lunge though. Inhale, exhale, hands are going to come back down. So from here, I'm going to plant my hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee. Different things for different people. Some of you are going to use your block maybe as you come forward and take a warrior 3 variation if you'd like. If you're set here and you want to move on, this left hip, knee, and toe track forward, they don't turn in or out. You can use that block, taking it forward into the left of the left foot, and then opening to the right, finding a half moon balance. Now, if you've mastered this and your balance is good today and you want to try something, maybe going into sugar cane, bending that knee, grabbing that ankle or shin, and then you can take it back into the sugar cane. And when you're ready, good. Carefully come out of where you went. That right leg's going to reach back. You're back in that left up runner. Hands are going to come on the inside of that left foot. We're going to walk it around. Good. And then take it into a wide leg forward fold. So hips, knees, and toes are tracking forward here. Hands can be under the shoulders, pressing through the outer edges of the feet. You're welcome to hang out right here, or with a long back, maybe you sink a little bit deeper. Forearms and head may or may not come to the floor. Trying to keep the shoulders out of the way of the ears. I'm almost to the floor, but if I force it to the floor, I'm going to come out of alignment. I'm just going to stay right here. Breathing. Noticing. And then from here, good. Keeping that length, we're going to come up right here. Good. So how about I am taking the time to reflect on the past year. I'm taking the time to reflect on the past year. So I'm going to take my left hand under my face, shifting my hips to the right. I'm going to open through that chest towards the right. And once you're ready, good, we'll gently come out of there. Hips will come back to center. I'm going to take my right hand under my face, which can also come to a block, shifting the hips to the left. I'm going to open to the left. And then I'm gently going to come back out. Hips come back to center. Good. From here, choose how you need to come out of here. You can put a little bend in the knees and walk your hands up your thighs, or pressing to the outer edges of the feet and using abs and legs to come up out of here. Good. Once we're here, take a moment. Hips, knees, and toes are going to turn out again, away from the body. Finding that 5-pointed star. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Good. We'll take that goddess squat here. Again, knees track towards the pinky toe. Relaxing the shoulders, lifting up from pubic bone to behind the navel. And once you're ready, finding that 5-pointed star again. Really reaching. And then when you're ready, we're going to take this now, that whole series to the other side. So my left hip, knee, and toes are going to turn in. My right hip, knee, and toes are going to turn out. Finding the alignment that my body needs on the side, it's slightly different than the other side for your warrior two. Front hip's going to come back hip will come forward. Front knee can bend over behind the ankle. Good. I want to be able to lift those toes. And then without shifting the hips, chest will come out and I'll reach. Good. And breathe. Good. Always breathing. So here's a good one, especially for this time of year. Well, I will protect my energy and boundaries and set good boundaries. You want to protect your boundaries that you have, and you want to set good boundaries. So I will protect my energy and set and keep boundaries. With a bent front knee or a lengthened front leg, we'll take that back into exalted, reaching up. Inhale, exhale, finding your warrior two, your last and best one on this side. And when ready, we'll lengthen that front leg, preparing for triangle. So front hip's gonna come back hip will come forward. Good. I'm gonna lengthen, 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 nice long torso. And when I can come no more, you can take a thigh, a shin, your block or the floor, opening, taking that chest towards the side. And taking your gaze where you need it to be. Breathing. And looking down at that front foot. Good. I'm going to put a bend in that knee. Good. Hands are going to come around to kind of frame that front foot, swivel up the back foot. Good. Remember, your back knee can be lifted or grounded here. Find what's appropriate for your body. So I'm going to stay lifted on this side as well. I'm going to find my length here before I go into my twist. Good. So my left hand can come to the floor or to a block. I'm going to open that chest to the right. You also want to avoid that front knee from falling out the side. You can keep it in line with the hip. I'll gently take that back down. Right hand on the outside of the right foot to the floor to a block, finding the length, and then finding the twist to the left. And then carefully, we'll come back down. Good. Back knee's going to come down for everyone here. Good. You're welcome to stay here. You can come onto your block, to your thighs, or you can take it up, full devotion. Zipping up that front body, relaxing the shoulders. And then gently we'll come back down. Good. We're going to tuck the back toe and lift that back knee. So again, choose what you need here. Is it going to be a warrior three variation? Is it going to be a half moon? So I'm taking my block forward and to the right of the right foot. As I come up, and find my half moon. Good. I'm getting there nice and slow. And then once you're in half moon, if you want to try the sugar cane, I'm going to slowly bend. Good. And taking it back. Good. Breathing. Good. So remember, we don't go into harder things at the expense of form, the master form and the smaller things before going to bigger poses. So what I mean by that, that supporting hip, knee, and toe should be forward, not turning in or turning out. I'm going to carefully release and carefully come out of there, reaching back to that right up runner. Both hands on the inside of that foot. We're going to walk that back around. Good. Wide legs forward fold, wide legs table. Good. And pressing to the outer edges of the feet here. Nice long spine. Good. We'll take that fold. Find the fold in the way that you need to find it. So now from here, I can touch my head down slightly. Shoulders away from the ears. Still pressing to the outer edges of the feet. And keeping length in the spine. And also put a block under here as well if you're seeking that crown connection. And when ready, good, we'll gently come up. Good. We're going to take that twist again. I'll give you a different option this time. So I'm going to take my left hand under the face, shifting my hips to the right. Good. Pressing through, opening to the right. You're welcome to stay here or from the shoulder. We're going to rotate. Don't skip the rotation. Good. And we're going to wrap. So you might do just half. The full bind here is trying to wrap around and touch the top of that left thigh, and then seeing if you can open that right shoulder just a little bit more. And when ready, good, we'll gently release. Good. Hips back even to the floor. And taking that to the other side, right hand under the face on the floor to the block, shifting the hips to the left. We're going to open that chest to the left. You're welcome to stay here or from that left shoulder, rotate, turning the palm behind you, finding a half bind or a full bind here, opening up that left shoulder a little bit more. And then when ready, good, we'll gently release, coming back down, hips back even to the floor. You can take one more little fold here if that would feel good to you. Notice if it gets easier the more you do it. And then when it's ready, good, coming back up. Again, nice and slow. You can walk your hands up the legs or pressing to the outer edges. Take a moment here. We've been down there for a while, a little bit longer than last time. Hips, knees, and toes are going to turn out away from the body. Good. Find that 5-pointed star. Reaching. And we'll find that goddess. Knees tracking towards the pinky toe side of the feet. I'll come back up. Last 5-pointed star. And from here, you can hop or heel toe, everything in or step. Good. Coming to the top of your mat, we're going to come back and close this with a nice tick-tock. So we'll reach up. Good. And tick-tock again. So next affirmation, how about I will bask in this time of transformation. I will bask in this time of transformation. And exhale against a heart center. Good. We're going to take a flow down to the floor and stay there. Big inhale and reach. Exhale, bend and we'll bow. Good. Pressing through the feet and the legs. Lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, we'll bend and we'll bow. Extending the hands. Step or hop back to plank. You choose. Take or skip this last flow of the class. From the downward facing dog, when you're ready, we're going to drop those knees, find a nice juicy child's pose for yourself. Knees can be together as wide as the mat, so in between, arms long in front of you, or hands to the ankles. Breathing and expanding. Remember, winter solstice, the time of winter, the season, the inward reflection, and setting goals. As you bask in this time of transformation, and what kind of plans can you make as we start to go into springtime, heading towards springtime next week for expansion? How can you expand in 2025? That doesn't mean more work, just means how can you expand and be better in 2025? Sometimes that might mean doing less. Hands under the shoulders, and we'll press that. So we're going to come to a seated position here. I'm going to bring my blanket back in here to sit on. Good. I'm going to grab my strap here. So we're going to take this now into the cow face pose. So if doing kind of like some people call it helicopter, like this, does not do it for your legs, your hips, your knees, what have you. Just do a nice crisscross applesauce, and it's not that big deal. You can always skip the lower body and just do the upper body. But if you're going to follow me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my left leg as my base. I'm going to pull that foot over towards that right hip, and then I'm going to cross the right leg on top. Now you'll see in photos of yogis where the knees are in this perfect alignment. Most people, myself included, are not there. Just do the best you can do. Don't force anything to happen. And because my right leg is on top, I'm going to grab my strap with my right hand. Good. My right hand and my strap. My right hand's up, strap is behind me. The left arm is coming out. I'm rotating from the shoulder as I take that arm back and grab the strap. That might be enough. Others that are seeking more might work the fingers toward each other here. So you want to be able to do this bind while sitting upright, not, trying to do funny things. You're trying to make it happen. Good. So we're nice and seated tall. We're breathing. I'm zipping up and into that center line of engagement, which includes, because I am in the cow face leg, zipping up through my inner thighs as well here. Maybe remembering darkness isn't disappointing. The time for rest. Time for rest. Good. Gently release the bottom. Gently release the top. You feel like you need to rest. Rest. Doesn't mean that you're lazy. Doesn't mean anything other than the fact that you think enough of yourself to give your body what it needs. And in that moment, that might be rest. So take rest when you need it. We're going to undo the legs here and redo. So we are either in crisscross applesauce, or your right leg is going to be on the bottom and the left leg is going to be on top. Good. So zipping up nice and tight. Good. Because my left leg is on top. Good. I'm going to take the strap into the left hand. Good. And that strap's going to be behind me. So I'm going to let that left elbow bend here. Right arm's going to come out. I'm going to rotate from the shoulder, turning the palm behind me as it comes back and grabs that strap. And I'm going to work my hands toward each other. Now, this is my tighter side. It's a little bit harder. So feels a lot different than the other side. Breathing and expanding. And then once you're ready, good. You can gently release the lower first. Good. And then release the top. Good. Shaking all of those things out. And then gently undoing the legs. Good. Maybe shaking those legs out. And then we're going to come onto our back. So if you're going to do a bind in your bridge here, like the ankle bind, if you want to do that, but you can't quite reach your ankles, bring your strap with you. If you want to kind of clasp the hands underneath, but maybe the wrists don't always like that, or you can't quite reach, bring the strap with you. And then we're going to come down here. Good. So as you come down onto your back, you make any adjustments with your clothing that you may need if you have things that get kind of bunched up or what have you. Good. Maybe rolling the shoulders back a little bit, taking the feet as wide as the mat here. Belly button is in. Gently let those knees go side to side. Good. We'll bring those knees back in. Hips, knees, and toes are going to track. So this first bridge we're going to do is just a basic bridge, So making sure that your feet are not too far away or too close from the glutes. Hip, knees, and toes are tracking here. I'm rolling my shoulders under. I'm going to press into the shoulders, arms, and feet as I think about lifting my chest towards the ceiling. Yes, you're lifting your hips, but when you also try to lift up through the chest, you get a higher and better bridge. Breathing. Good. And gently lowering down in a way that is best for you. Once you come all the way down, bring the knees into the chest and rock, rock, rock side to side. How about this one? I am filled with abundance. I am filled with abundance. That means different things to different people. It could be love, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be money. And then feet will come back down. Good. So I'm going to do the ankle bind version of this bridge with my strap because I cannot reach my ankles from this position. And you're free to follow me with this, or you can do any other bridge of choice that's in your practice, including the full back bend. So I'm going to take my strap right around the ankles here. And I want my heels to be as close to the glutes as I can be. I'm still hip width apart here with my legs. I'm going to roll the shoulders back, pressing into the feet and the shoulders. I'm going to lift up. Now, maybe I roll my shoulders under a little bit deeper. Maybe I reach my hands a little bit more closer to the ankles, finding that bridge bind, lifting up through the chest. Breathing. And so try not to let the knees fall out, fall in. Hips, knees, and toes should stay in parallel. They shouldn't turn out, regardless of what bridge you're choosing. And then from here, based on what you chose, carefully come out in the way that's best. And then once you're ready, good, I'm just going to release that strap over here, taking the knees back into the chest and rock, 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 side to side. Let's take this into a figure four. Good. Right ankle is going to come over the left knee. Good. You can stay right here. You can bring it into the chest. You can thread it through. Upper body's going to be grounded here. Find yours. You're free to rock, rock, rock. And once ready, good, we'll gently bring that down. I'm going to take this into a figure four twist. If you need to undo and do a basic supine twist, listen to your body and take that. I'm going to take my arms out. I'm going to let everything come over to the left, keeping right shoulder down, looking to the right. Remember, once the solstice comes, from here on out, days will get lighter and brighter. Days get lighter and brighter after the 21st. And then the head will come back to center. You can undo the legs first if you need to do that, using your abdominals to bring you back in. And we're going to do that on the other side. So we're going to undo, get left ankle over the right knee. Good. Finding your figure four. Is that here? Is it here? Is it here? Finding where it is. Maybe rock, rock, rocking side to side. Ready? We'll gently release. We're going to take this into the figure four twist, figure four twist. So I'm going to let everything come over to the right. I'm going to keep left shoulder grounded as I look to the left. Breathing and expanding. Good, and head will come back to center. Everything together. We're taking the legs apart separately, coming back in. Bring the knees into the chest. So we're going to take this into a happy baby or a happy adult here. It just kind of depends on what works best for you. So if you're going into the happy adult, you're just going to open your knees kind of out to the side here. Heels are going to come to the groin, and you're going to hold on to the ankles or the shins, and you're still going to have a nice long connection from crown to tail to the floor. So that's happy adult. You've got happy baby. You can take yogi toe or the feet. The feet are going to come up more towards the ceiling. Knees gently pull down. You still have that connection with the tailbone to the floor. With the tailbone to the floor, if your bottom is hanging up in the air, creating a lot of unnecessary strain the low back. So always come to that happy adult if you need to modify. Another way to kind of look at this one, this happy baby, is a on your back version of a Malasana squat. An on your back version of a Malasana squat. When you're ready, we're going to gently release. And let's come to a nice full body stretch here before we go into Shavasana. So we reach those legs long in front of you, arms long behind you, reaching from fingertips to toes. And then we'll make our way into Shavasana. So you can just kind of stay here and let everything flop open if that feels okay. You can come into a bent knee constructive rest position. You can be on your back, on your side, if that feels better. You can bring in any props here that you would like. You want to get yourself to a point where you're comfortable enough not to be fidgeting and moving around and doing other things. We don't take very long Shavasanas here, so give yourself the peace and the gift of being in stillness for about a minute or so. Okay? And while you're doing that, last thought I'll give you here, I welcome the rebirth of new things. I welcome the rebirth of new things. And begin to take some deeper breaths here. Choosing stillness. Gently taking head and neck from side to side. Choosing stillness and body movement of fingers and toes. Choosing stillness, bringing knees into the chest. Good. Choosing to keep the upper body grounded, or maybe lifting it up into a full body hug. And choosing stillness or moving any props out of the way if you used any. And we're going to come back to that nice full body stretch here, reaching long from the fingertips through the toes, pointing and flexing through the feet, bending and stretching through the hands, twirling wrists and ankles in one direction, and then in the other. And when you're ready, bending in both knees, and you choose rolling over to your right or left side, the side that works best for your body in this moment, taking all the time that you need here. And when you're ready, coming up to a comfortable seat where we started our practice. And then once ready, fingertips to the side, we're going to turn up, reaching, touching the palms together. Exhale as we come down. We'll touch the thumbs to the forehead for good and true thoughts, to the lips for good and kind words, and to the heart for open and loving hearts. Knowing no effort on this mat is ever wasted, no gain is ever reversed. May you be safe, may you stay well, may you welcome the rebirth of all things. Happy solstice. Namaste.